Fellow BeachBum traders, thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of July 1st through July 5th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also talk about how we can use dividend payers and several option strategies to also generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. Here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for July 1st through July 5th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, to the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks to watch. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Make Money Trading in July of 2024, we'd highly recommend you also watch part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, trade ideas that go into selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. We keep all of our weekly trading game plan notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weekly trading game plans, and you can also find a direct link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome to Ricky Kahn. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. Gerald Fitz, thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So first we'll go over a couple of our trade updates, and we'll look at the charts for these trades in Webull. Welcome also Logan Flips. Glad to see you. So firstly, we finally went long on CPSH Technologies. It's a small electronics company. We've been watching them for some time. You'll see below that I moved them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list on the 28th, and then subsequently went long at 171 for a scalper swing trade. You can hear more of our thesis on why we were watching, why we like CPS Technologies via the direct link to this quick take video, and also further discussions in last week's weekly trading game plan videos. Secondly, we finally got stopped out of our long position in ZSL. ZSL is a leveraged short position on silver. We've had that for quite a while. We probably got in a little bit too early back in May 17th at 11:43. Finally got stopped out at 6:25 at 11:44 for pretty much break even. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited from this swing or scalp trade short on silver with ZSL. And we'll continue to watch ZSL. If silver spikes back up, then we would look for a short again in silver using ZSL. Again, we saw yesterday in the futures, ZSL has been declining but highly volatile, tends to correct. So when we got that dip, I think it was on the 24th, I expected it to correct on the 25th, so I didn't want to go through more chop and deterioration in ZSL. I missed other previous opportunities to get out on spikes in ZSL, and I didn't want to have to ride through the chop and deterioration further. Just a quick reminder, although I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades, if it would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, to see when we enter or exit trades, you can get real-time trade alerts by joining our Patreon. You'll get email notifications when we enter or exit a trade. We also have several channels in our Discord available to our Patreon members with additional alerts that I will show you in a second. Again, to also help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. And again, you can get access to that by joining our Patreon. So the first channel in our Discord is a Thinkorswim alerts channel. I also have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim channel in our Discord. If I do follow that up, so we see when CPS hit my target order, if I follow that up with a trade, I'll reply in the Thinkorswim channel with our entry or exit point. If it's not directly related to a Thinkorswim alert, then I will post that in the trade alerts channel so you can see when we got stopped out of ZSL. We also have a alerts channel that is generated with real-time alerts from our automated systems when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price targets, etc. So great for shorter term day traders, scalping. Also great for seeing sector rotation, trend shifts in the market. And you can hear how you can use that alerts channel via the link to this video in our notes and also on our channel. So again, the alerts channel will show you when stocks are breaking out, moving up. You'll see various sectors, ETFs, etc. So again, a great way to see various trends in the market. Again, if it's close to our price target, and then we can act accordingly. So I hope that all helps. So if we go look at those trades in Webull real quickly. So first the CPSH. So again, we've been watching CPSH for some time. Again, it's a pretty low float, low volume stock, so a little tricky to trade. You'll see later below this pop on news of a small military contract. Pretty much gave most of that back. It looked like there was good support in level 2 at 170 for several days. So I finally went ahead and put our order in at 171. You can see that hit. I believe there's still pretty good support at 170. I saw support at 160, 150. So again, if you're interested in getting into CPSH, I think there's still some opportunities. Again, I would recommend looking at the level 2, looking for good bid support for an entry point. ZSL, again, we've been in this for quite some time. We saw how choppy silver's been, pretty volatile, kind of declining. Now resistance around 30 or so. So again, when it did correct to the downside quickly, I got our stop in, and we happened to get stopped out. It did go up a little bit, but then as Friday, we saw that correction did come. So again, there's a leveraged ETF, so it does deteriorate over time. So again, not great for long-term swings, especially again with the choppiness in silver and gold. We are still short gold with GDXD, and I'll be looking to put a stop in to that if we get a downside correction in gold as well. Welcome Carmen, Ellen Krantz, LinkedIn. Glad to see you all in the chat. Hope you all are doing well. So let me grab a quick drink and then we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch lists for this week. We'll go over the updates in my notes, and then we'll look at them in our watch list Google Sheet as well as the charts in Webull. So again, this is the updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch lists for this week. So firstly, I want to go into a little more detail into my thought process on CPSH. You'll see again, I put CPSH in from our bullpen. CPSH has been in our bullpen for several weeks, and I moved it up on the 28th. And then as you saw, we went long CPSH on the 28th. So part of my logic, my reasoning behind that position, moving it up to our watch list and then going long, we'll look at it chart mill as well. You can see this recent news. We just saw that pop up to about 2 based on this news. They got a small Navy contract. It's relatively small, so it corrected. But again, potential further catalyst for CPSH is announcements of more contracts. So again, I like that opportunity. Also, I looked at it in chart mill, so just very quickly look at CPSH again in chart mill. Again, I put the link in the notes so we can see it's got a very positive setup. If we look at the fundamentals very quickly, so again, this is what I did, deciding to move it up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list, and then subsequently going long on, I guess it was Friday. So also check the Altman Z score, look at their financial health. So it looks very good. So very good financial health. But I still wanted to check the setup in chart mill as well. See the overall analysis said 0, but the current setup was very positive, 8 out of 10. So again, chart mill saying, it's a good time to enter CPSH. But I also wanted to make sure they were going to be solvent. So I used our biotech due diligence Google Sheet, biotech DD Google Sheet, and to calculate their quarter's cash flow positive. So we have some videos discussing how you can use this biotech DD sheet to determine the quarter's cash flow positive for any money losing company. The key will have information about where you can get these input variables to get their quarter cash flow positive, but we see CPSH has very high quarter's cash flow positive. So again, I checked all those things very quickly on CPSH to make sure that it was a good time to enter, make sure they were going to be solvent. Again, they're a small company, small cap company. So again, that's part of my process of making that decision to go long on CPSH. So I hope that all helps. And again, you can use this biotech DD Google Sheet to determine the quarter's cash flow positive for, any stock, but particularly a money losing stock. So I hope that helps. We still got Intel in our watch list, so we added Intel. We're watching that. You can hear our previous discussion on why we're watching Intel as a laggard, potential AI chip catalyst, long-term swing. So again, you can hear more of our previous discussions on Intel. I added MP Materials back to our watch list on the 25th. You'll see we got a think or swim alert in our TOS alerts channel that MP Materials had hit its 52-week low. So I took a quick look at MP Materials and determined to add that back into our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So it hit the 52-week low. We'll see it's continued to decline, bounce pretty quickly as well. Again, it's a little tricky to trade as it tends to bounce pretty quickly. You can hear more of our due diligence on MP Materials via the link to the video in the notes. So again, you can now watch all of our watch list stocks in our watch list Google Sheet. The main sheet of our watch list stocks will have our top swing trading stocks to watch list. I haven't taken CPSH out yet, but that will be removed as we're already long CPSH. Also, the Google Finance functions this week have been a little intermittent, as we'll see. Some of our Google Sheets they're filling in, some are not. Again, they've been a little intermittent, so if it's not filling in, come back later and it may fill in. But you can see our automated systems fill in our target buys and sells. Again, these are they're not recommendations to you. This is our price targets to buy and sell. And also the risk reward calculations. We have the earnings information, dividend information, optionality information. So again, all of that is filled in by our automated systems, and you can get access to this Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. If I do add anything after that Google Sheet is automatically generated, Then I will post that in the Stocks to Watch in our Discord. So we also have a Discord channel, stock watch list channel in our Discord. So when I did add MP Materials to our watch list on the 25th, also posted that in the watch list, stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So again, you can get access to all of that by joining our Patreon. You can hear more about how you can use the Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch in this series of videos that we have. In the notes and also on our channel. So now we'll take a quick look at those charts in Webull. Okay, so here's my top swing trading stocks to watch list in Webull. Again, I've taken CPSH out of there. We already took a look at that. Take a look at Intel. Zoom out a little bit. See, it's been just kind of pretty flat, oscillating around 30 or so. I have a little longer term low around, below 25, but it looks like it's holding that 30 level pretty closely. So again, we're looking for an entry point, somewhere around 30. It did pop up recently a little bit with a little bit of a pop in the tech sector. MP Materials, again, we see where it hit that new 52-week low, about 1209, 1210, and then it bounced pretty quickly. So again, I haven't had a lot of luck with my entry points on MP Materials due to these quick bounces, but congratulations to anyone who caught that bounce in MP Materials. I'll be looking for another opportunity to enter if we can get one. It does look like it might come down again, so we'll see if we can get a shot at that. It does tend to do this, trails down and then suddenly bounces, so I'm trying to learn how to play that bounce a little bit better. Welcome to Crow. Glad to see you in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. So next we'll talk about our bullpen stocks. Again, if you're new to our BeachBum trading community, the concept of the bullpen stocks are ones that don't necessarily have the top swing trading stocks to watch what setup that I would like, but it identified that they might in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen, revisit them periodically. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list and trade accordingly. So again, you saw when CPSH, when I put that in the game after doing some analysis, moved it up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list and then went long accordingly. We've been watching MEXX. MEXX is the leveraged long on Mexico. Again, it took a dip after their elections. It's been somewhat volatile. We've seen some upward corrections, but then trending back down. So we're still looking for a bottom support level in MEXX to go long Mexico when that settles down a bit. You can hear our comparison of several ETFs to trade Mexico via the link to the video in our notes. Been watching Mosaic. MOS is also a dividend payer. So I think MOS is up a bit. So we'll see if we get an entry point there. Similar to MP Materials, and actually MP Materials was a component of REMX, seeing it decline as well. Negative sentiment, rare earths, lithium, Albemarle is also a large component, and it's been downtrending. It did have a slight correction, but again, negative sentiment in lithium, rare earth materials. So we're looking for a bottom in REMX as well. And again, you can hear more about it, why we like REMX, our analysis of that, via the link to that video. Also, we discussed that this week was the rebalance of the NASDAQ 100, and that SIRI was being removed from the NASDAQ 100. We did have SIRI on our top swing trading stocks to watch list, but we moved it down to the bullpen, waiting to see the impact of the being removed from the NASDAQ 100. Replaced by ARM, so we'll see it did decline with that selling pressure, probably due to that rebalancing early last week. May have stabilized, and if so, we'll revisit, look for a support level, and we may move SIRI back up when we see that support level, if we want to pursue that further. You can hear our previous discussions of SIRI, why we're watching it, via the link to the quick take video in our notes. Welcome, Baloo Dog. Good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Finally, in our bullpen, we have Yelp. Last week, we talked about Yelp, did some quick due diligence on Yelp, so you can hear that due diligence on Yelp in our last week's part 2. We'll probably parse that out as a separate video as soon as we're able as well. So again, it was identified as a double bottom in FinViz. We looked at it, chart mill, etc. So as we'll see, it bounced up, I believe, and we'll continue to watch Yelp for an opportunity to find a support. Again, you can also watch our bullpen stocks in the bullpen sheet in our watch list Google sheet. Again, same, we have buy and sell targets, optionality information, earnings, etc., dividend information. So again, much easier for us to watch our bullpen stocks in near real time using our Google sheet. So if I go to our bullpen watch list in Webull, see MEXX. If I zoom that out, again, this is the leverage long on Mexico. Again, we saw that decline on the Mexican elections. It did bounce up somewhat. It looks like, this S3 1685, so just above just below 17, looks like it's a support. Bottom at 1590. We'll see if that support holds. If so, plenty of upside, more than a double long Mexico if that has stabilized. Mosaic, again, we see it bottom, has bounced back up. Again, we'll see if it comes back down. Looks like it might be rotating back down. If so, we'll see if we get another chance to enter Mosaic. Otherwise, we'll take it out of the bullpen if it runs back up. REMX, again, like MP Materials, been steady decline for a long time, had a little bit of bounce up, got rejected off that pivot point, came back down to support, dipped slightly under. So again, we're just waiting to find that bottom in REMX for a good entry point there. SIRI, again, on that replacement, getting replaced in the NASDAQ 100. We did see this decline early in the week, so sell-off, selling pressure, probably again from that removal from the NASDAQ 100, and then it did bounce back up, so we'll see if we can get an entry point. SIRI looks like that support 260 or so, looks like a pretty good support. We'll see if it gets rejected off this pivot point. If so, near term, it's had run up right before that rebalancing, which I thought was a little odd. It does have high short interest, so again, might have been a little bit of an attempt at a short squeeze. I'm not sure why they attempted that right before the rebalancing, but we'll see if we can get an entry point in SIRI again. Here's Yelp. Again, it had declined, bounced off that support line, kind of run up a bit. So it might roll over. If it continues to roll over, then maybe we'll get an entry point in Yelp. If it continues to run up, then again, we can take it out of the bullpen. So I hope that all helps. I'm going to come back to our honorable mention stock if we have time. Let me grab a drink and we'll go through our discussed shopping list stocks and continue. Let me check the chat as well. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're offering a number of promotions. If you open and fund an account in Webull, you can get up to 75 free stock, fractional shares of stock. If you open and fund an account with 25K or more, 20 free fractional shares for less than 25K, each worth like $300 to $3,000. Also, a 1.25 cash bonus for transferring investments to Webull, and a 3.5% match on transfers or contributions to your IRA. So again, if you're not already using Webull, we use it for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. And if you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below, you can get all of these current offers and promotions, and also help support our BeachBum trading channel, which community, which we also greatly appreciate. So again, the concept of our shopping list stocks, we always recommend you have a shopping list of stocks to buy on any irrational reaction to earnings, corrections in the market, etc. Again, not financial advice, but we always recommend you currently with the high interest rate, higher for longer interest rates, we recommend you stay away from zombie companies, zombie stocks, zombie ETFs. So again, not financial advice. None of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. But again, hopefully that will help you. We'll quickly look at our shopping list that we can now also see in the shop list sheet in our Google watch list Google sheet. And you can see what we have in our shopping list, and we can track those as they become attractive. Again, when the Google Finance functions are functioning, then things will pop up as attractive, and then we can look if we want to put them in our watch list, etc. So I've been looking for some REITs, land, LTC, O, etc. MP, you can see popped up, MSB on steel. Been watching paths for opportunities, sell puts, uranium, etc. So APLY we recently made some money on. So again, you can watch our shop list stocks, and if we make any changes to that, I'll put that in a future live stream or again in our Discord channel. Okay, next we're going to quickly look at dividend payers. If anyone has a dividend payer that you'd like to take a look at, please throw that up in the chat. Again, the Google Finance functions are a little spotty this week. So just very quickly go through that, look at anything anybody in the chat wants to look at. Again, you can get 24/7 access to our dividend payers Google Sheet by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. If you'd like us to add anything, any dividend payers to our Google Sheet, have our automated systems collect the dividend information, add it to our dividend payers Google Sheet, and please let us know. You can plug those in and it will add that to our Google Sheet. You can hear how you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to generate your own schedule of income generating dividend payers that meet your risk reward profile, whatever categories you'd like, whatever dividend payment income you would like, via the series of videos on how to find the best dividend paying stocks, via the link in our notes and also on our channel. Again, the Google Finance functions are a little spotty. I don't know why. They've been acting up this week. Also, we have a reference for all the yield maxes. So we have a number of the yield max dividend payers in our Google Sheets. So you can do a find for yield maxes. We've also got the link to their distribution schedule in the references tab or sheet of our Google Sheet. So we can see all the yield maxes go ex-dividend again on the 5th. So the 4th is a holiday, markets are closed. So if you want to get into any of the yield max for the July dividend, you'll have to get in on Wednesday the 3rd before the holiday on the 4th, and then they all go ex-dividend on the 5th. Yeah, NBDY, I believe we have in our, again, we have a number of the yield max dividend payers. Chris Freeman's asking about NBDY. Again, a number of our BeachBum traders have been making money with NBDY. And you can do a search for the yield maxes in our either our main sheet or the ad sheet of our dividend payers Google Sheet. So we can see NBDY is pretty high, close to its 52-week high, come down a little bit. You can see the last dividend information we have was 68 cents. That may have changed. Again, this doesn't get automatically updated unless we move it to our main sheet. But again, you can look at all the various yield maxes in either the main sheet or our ad sheet. Again, I'll leave the dividend payers up for now. If anyone else has one specifically you want to look at, we can look at those. Talk about option strategies as well. So in addition to buying dividend paying stocks, we can also use several option strategies to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. We sell covered calls against our positions when our stocks are going up, buy them back when they're coming down. You can hear our option strategy and how you can use our covered calls Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on various covered call strategies via the link to the bonus video in our notes. Again, you can get access to our covered calls Google Sheet that you can use to do what-if analysis on various covered call scenarios by joining our Patreon. Also, we sell puts and then buy when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're going back up, employing the wheel strategy. And we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify potential opportunities to sell covered calls and then buy them back. So we can take a quick look at opportunities in selling puts. And again, you can get access to our puts ROIC Google Sheet as well by joining our Patreon. And we have a whole series of videos on how you can option strategies for beginners with examples, how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify and generate income with puts. And we have a whole playlist of videos on options, additional ways you can make money trading options. So I don't have any real changes to our puts ROIC Google Sheet this week. So I'll just quickly go through some of the opportunities right now. So we can see Disney came down, getting a little more attractive. for an 80 put. If it drops below 100 or so, if this gets attractive, I would be happy to sell puts against Disney. Again, we've used the wheel strategy, made money on Disney several times, sold puts, bought shares, etc. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if Disney comes down. There aren't really any others on our main watch list with an attractive premium right now. Again, the VIX is, right around 12, dip below 12. So volatility is pretty low. Premiums are, generally pretty low. Albemarle, again, I've extended this out, dropped the strike price down to 80. It's been volatile. You see it had popped up, did decline. ROIC at this current premium is less than 5%. If it does get closer to that 52-week high, we get 7.5. So again, that might be one that's attractive. CAR is not really 5%. Estee Lauder, Etsy, again, one we've looked at. I've also looked at Etsy again for a potential long opportunity. Another way you can use our puts ROIC Google sheet. We see who's declining, who's dropping or popping, also in this Google sheet, and see if there's potential swing trade opportunity. So again, another benefit and another way you can use this puts ROIC Google sheet to identify swing trade opportunities. Intel, again, looking at puts at 25, not quite 5%. If they do go to the 52-week high, it'd be over 5%. So again, if those puts get attractive, I would sell those puts, and we could buy the shares if it's going to hold at 30. I do still have the sell out on Path at 120. We see Path had bounced up, the premiums have gone down. I don't know if I'll be able to get those, sell those puts on Path at $10 at 120, but that's, again, if I have a sell out, I'll tag that in yellow. If we get sold, I'll tag it in green. You could see 8% if I get those, sell those puts at 120. Square, not really a high ROIC, etc. So if you would like us to plug in any other puts into our Google sheet, into our automated systems, collect that option information and update in the puts ROIC Google sheet. So let us know the stock, the strike, or strikes, and the expiration dates. Again, I can plug that in, and our automated systems will collect that data and update the puts ROIC Google sheet, and we can see if that's an attractive put to sell, and then potentially buy back. So I hope that all helps. So let me grab a quick drink and check the chat, see if anyone else has particular stocks you want to take a look at. If I missed your question or your ticker previously, I apologize. Please throw those back up in the chat. We can take a look at any stocks you want to look at. Also discuss any other topics that you want to discuss today. I have one honorable mention that we can take a look at as well. So let me grab a quick drink and cover any additional stocks, any additional topics that you would like to cover today. See a lot of good discussion in the chat on Intel. So thank you all for your participation and helping each other out on some trades. Just an FYI, Crow's talking about Bitcoin. Just FYI, we talked about Ethereum ETFs yesterday. We put several in the research sheet of our ETFs Google Sheet. I also identified ETHD. Crow pointed out ETHU, which is a long leveraged long on Ethereum. They also have an ETHD, which is the leveraged short. So I also added that to the research sheet of our ETFs Google Sheet as well. So again, you can see those got two pairs of long and short Ethereum ETFs in our ETFs Google Sheet. So I hope that helps. So I have one honorable mention that popped up as a multiple bottom in FinViz on the 17th. We didn't have time to cover it last week, so let me take a second and cover that this week. It's ARTNA, Artesian Resources. It's a regulated water utility, so kind of an interesting theme. Again, we've seen some volatility in utilities. We do have the ETF on water that I've taken a look at. It's not terribly attractive. So if you want to play that theme, possibly this ARTNA might be an attractive one to trade the water theme. Let's look at it in FinViz first, and then we can also look at it at ChartMill. You can see it's also a quarterly dividend payer. It's low float, low volume. Just a quick reminder, you can find links to the tools and resources we frequently use on our homepage in the link section on our homepage, which is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, if we find the link to FinViz, paste in ARTNA. See, it's showing this multiple bottom, bounced up, pretty nicely. So this multiple bottom, about 34. Looks like it went up to its moving average, possibly rejected, coming back down to that multiple bottom. See, it paid a 30-cent quarterly dividend most recently. Look at their earnings. Their earnings were positive. So they're profitable. That's good. Somewhat high debt, which, utilities tend to have high debt. That's why they're, vulnerable to the high interest rates. This is not optionable. Again, pretty, low float, less than 10 million of float. Performed pretty poorly this year. We zoom out a little bit. See, again, it's pretty low. Bounced up to over 40 recently. It's got, a recent high in the 60s. So potential double. And that looks like a pretty strong support area. Right around that 30, 34, 35 area. Looks like pretty strong support. Look at their profile. So water resource management, residential, commercial, wastewater, government. Been around a long time, since 1905. It's in Delaware. Positive net income and increasing. EPS positive and a little choppy. Again, net income increasing, a little choppy. And a little choppy on the EPS. So again, doesn't look too bad. If you want to trade a low float water utility, we can also look at their profile in ChartMill. So I put the link to their profile in ChartMill in the notes as well. See, setup and TA ratings kind of low, valuations kind of low, profitability low, growth low, Dividends high. Look at their fundamentals real quickly. So 4 out of 10, so not great. Medium profitability, so it's the dividend. So if you're again looking for a water utility on dividend, this might be, a dividend stock on water. This might be attractive. Look at their Altman Z score. Health's kind of low. Altman Z's kind of low, so again, probably vulnerable to the high interest rates. So that might be a little bit of a concern. Technical analysis, only 2 out of 10 right now. And the setup, 6 out of 10. So nice setup opportunity. So again, not a bad setup right now. Again, identified as that multiple bottom in FinViz. So again, I thought I'd share that with you. If anybody's looking for a dividend payer on water, that looks like it's near a multiple bottom. Got some decent potential upside, some decent risk reward. Again, did have a pop, got rejected off that upper trend line, came back down, could get another bounce. So please let me know what you all think of ARTNA as a water utility, if you've ever traded it before. Any other comments, information you have on ARTNA, but I hope that helps. Welcome, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So that's all I had for this week right now. Again, if anybody in the chat has any last minute stocks you want to take a look at, we can do that. Carmen's asking about dividend payers. Do they drop on ex-dividend dates? Yes. A stock generally will go down equivalent to the amount of the dividend on the ex-dividend date, because the person that bought it the day before gets that dividend. The person that buys it on the ex-dividend date does not get that dividend, and therefore usually the stock price will discount at least equal to that dividend. Sometimes that presents some nice opportunities. If it adjusts, if it corrects more than the amount of the dividend, that might be a buying opportunity. If it's less than the ex-dividend, again, that person, is not going to get that dividend. And again, there might be a selling opportunity if your position is profitable. But again, typically a stock will correct equivalent to the dividend on the ex-dividend date. So it's also important to know the ex-dividend dates relative to your stops. You don't want to have your stop hit just because of the correction due to the ex-dividend date, especially on those dividend payers that do tend to bounce back up relatively quickly. So again, I hope that all helps. Welcome, Born to Be Free. Glad to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. So does anyone else? Bellow Dog's asking about Boyle. We looked at natural gas yesterday. Boyle is the leveraged long on natural gas. I'm not sure. We'll see. It looked like natural gas was downtrending right now, but it is very volatile. So we did see a rotation into energy, so that does buoy up several of the energy stocks, including natural gas. Okay. So thank you again to everyone in the chat for your participation. Again, if you have any questions, comments, other stocks you want us to look at in future live streams, and or we can discuss in our Discord. Again, our Discord is free to join. We have all kinds of channels discussing different asset classes, different trading styles, etc. And again, all these other channels are free to join. We can have discussions about any types of trading, asset classes, trading styles, tools, resources, etc. in our Discord. You can find a link in the description box below, also in the links section on our home page. So again, if you have any questions, comments, please put them in the comments to our videos or in our Discord, or you can contact us via any of our social media sites, which you can also find links in the links section on our homepage as well. So we'd also love to have your recommendations for improvement on what we can do to improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our other videos, our tools, our Google Sheets, our automated systems. What can we do to add more value for all of our fellow BeachBum traders? So we hope you all like this content. Please smash the like button. Help us try to get the Google YouTube algorithm to show us some love someday, but we'd really appreciate it. We really need your direct help with sharing our content with your fellow traders and friends. Let's continue to build our BeachBum trading community, help each other out, make money trading, help each other succeed in your trading careers, which is our goal, our reason for being here. So we hope this all helps, and we hope that you'll come back next week. We want to wish you a great Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. Again, markets are closed on Thursday for Independence Day. So we hope you have a wonderful holiday, great trading week, and we hope to see you again back next weekend for our next weekly trading game plan. So thank you again for all your support and participation, and have a great day.